If you go to an ocean, you will find tides, you will find waves, and you will find the ocean. But only the wise finds only the water. There are people who go on a joyride, okay, and then they're taken on the top and they're thrown down and they say, maza aa raha hai, and there's some people and die. एक को मौत दिखता है, एक को खुशी दिखता है. What is the form of avidya? The truth is, avidya is the manifestation of vidya. And what is vidya? If you are a human being who is standing on a very tall cliff, at the edge of it, certain people can find his death, but not the fact that they are actually comfortably or securely standing on the cliff. Now, in a world where you are continuously and constantly run by a consciousness which is higher than you, the only way to solve all your problems is to up your consciousness. सनातन अद्वैत वेदांत कहती है, अविद्या. हर इंसान को बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं है, एक ही प्रॉब्लम है. वो क्या है? अविद्या. Now, in a world where you are continuously and constantly run by a consciousness which is higher than you, the only way to solve all your problems is to up your consciousness. That is the reason why Sanatana Dharma is the foremost, and it says avidya is the first problem. What is avidya? You have to understand. Misconstrued vidya is avidya. A gun in the hands of a soldier invokes a lot of security. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? But a gun in the hands of a terrorist invokes a lot of insecurity. What is the difference? It's not the gun. It is not the vritti. Vritti and it's not the instrument, or it's not the process. It's the algorithm behind the process. And how come this? The soldier is trained with a intentional algorithm. A terrorist is also trained with an intentional algorithm. What is the difference between a soldier and a terrorist? Both are human beings. Both have capability, competence, but with a different algorithm. But this algorithm, the fundamental algorithm, is ability to cognize certain fact. Are you understanding? I have an ability to cognize that I am born in India, this holy Bharata. If country is good, I will be good. That is a wisdom. If dharam is good, I will be good. That is a wisdom. Misconstrued wisdom. Are you understanding what I am trying to say? So, what is avidya? Sanatana Dharma does not see how it says. If you go to an ocean, you will find tides, you will find waves, and you will find the ocean. But only the wise finds only the water. Are you understanding the difference? What is avidya? When you go to the ocean and find ocean, tides, and waves, you are finding avidya. But you are able to find avidya, maya, with the power of vidya, where you are going to the ocean. You subconsciously know that tides is water, waves are water, ocean is water. Are you understanding? So, the very presence of a movement in a specific direction makes you oblivious of all existential potential. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? So, there are situations where you go and the sea is rough, the ocean is rough, and then all you see is the bumpy waves. You understand? And all you can see is the waves. You don't see the ocean. And sometimes when you are in the middle of the ocean, or when you are at the side, whatever, and if the sea is dangerously or the ocean is dangerously high tides, high waves and all, that time all you can see is only your fear, but not even the water or the waves. For example, if you are a human being who is standing on a very tall cliff, at the edge of it, all certain people can find is death, but not the fact that they are actually comfortably or securely standing on the cliff. They are not yet dead. And the possibility of they being dead is only 1%, because even though I am standing at the edge of the cliff, if I move forward and jump, I will die. If I don't, I will stand here only. No. Are you understanding? If I take you on a 150, 200 floor building, on the top of it, on the parapet wall or on the top, I make you stand. The moment you look down, you will find death, fear. But the truth is, only if you bend or if you jump. The truth is, if you stand still, there is no death. That is the truth. Makes sense or no sense at all? But then the very fact that you are standing on the cliff or on a top, on a building, top floor, on the whatever, on a height, the very thing that you can see is death, but not the actual fact that you are actually standing on a stable platform. The edge of the cliff is a stable platform that you are standing, where the chance of you failing is only if you bend down. If you don't bend down, the chance of you failing or falling is not there. So Sanatana Dharma says, Vishishtadvaita comes up and picks up this. What is the form of Avidya? The truth is, Avidya is the manifestation of Vidya. And what is Vidya? Ability to cognize, Jnana, Prajnana, Jnana, Prajnana and Jnana. Even this new age Advaita Vedantists are not able to explain this properly. Now, why am I trying to explain this Avidya, Vidya to all of you? Fundamentally, all of us come from an identity. That identity is, for your understanding purposes, to make it very simple now, is the way or the manner in which the lens of your camera is arranged. If it is arranged in such a fashion that even if you stand before it, and if it is arranged in such a fashion that it focuses on the wall, not on the subject, then all you will get is a distorted image only, though the subject is standing right before it. If the lens is arranged in a certain fashion where the subject is only highlighted, the wall is not highlighted, then the wall becomes blur and the subject becomes so dominant that you can actually notice the subject only but not the wall. So ability to cognize is the fundamental jnana, not the cognized. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? But there is cognized also. The arrangement of the lens also is creating or manifesting a certain force to absorb the knowledge. So there is something called as prajnana, which is manifesting the jnana. This jnana is from one side, look, grass is always greener on the other side. That means on the other side it is brown or dark or whatever. In the same fashion, from one side the green grass is looking brown or less green. And from one side the green grass is looking more green. Are you understanding? So if I come from this side, the grass is greener on the other side, and here it is less green. But if I go there, then that is more green, but here it is less green again, because it is not the greenness that is shifting, it is the perspective that is shifting. That ability to shift the perspective on the same thing in multiple ways is the avidya. Ability to shift the perspective, the ability of the lens to, you understand, defocus itself from the subject and focus everywhere, or ability of the lens to stay in autofocus and always capture the subject. Even if the subject moves, the camera will focus on the subject only. Ability of the lens to choose what to focus on. Now apply this in your life. Ability of your mind. There are people who stand on a cliff and feel, wow, so nice, so beautiful, so enjoying. And there are people who say, I'm dying. There are people who go on a joyride, okay, and then they're taken on the top and they're thrown down and they say, Mazara, and there's some people and dying. Are you understanding? But then they will see 1 million people actually going into the joyride and coming down the same way. एक को मौत दिखता है, एक को खुशी दिखता है। कैमरा कैसा अरेंज्ड है, वैसे ही देखने की दृष्टिकोण कैसा अरेंज्ड है, वैसे ही सब कुछ होता है। वी डोंट सी our angle or the way in which our lens, perceptive lens, is fixated in our or groomed in our mind. That is actually seeing. That is also seeing by the ability to see only, ability to perceive only. That ability to perceive is reality. All perceived is unreal. That is the reason why Jagat Maya Brahma Satyam. And this Jagat is nothing but Avidya. Jagadishwari is the Satya. Jagat is the Maya or the Avidya, which is the part of Jagadishwari only, because Jagadishwari created the Jagat. Jagat does not exist if Jagadishwari does not exist. That is the reason why हमारे विष्णु सहस्त्र में बोला ना, आत्म जातो स्वयं जातो वैखान सामगायनः. Self-evident, self-existent, self-oriented, self-construct कौन है? जगदीश्वरी, Parabrahma, the absolute reality, which is you only. But you have a lens with an ability to see, but you also have a software to focus on all the wrong things. What is avidya? Again, coming back to the first point, avidya means impressions and attributes of the fact. So avidya is based out of vidya. What is vidya? Fact. Are you able to understand what I'm trying to say? And what is fact? Here, the definition is what is. Now, how to fix beauty? Start with what is. That is what Brahmacharani was doing yesterday. Now this Chandraghanta, what is? Then it's not about weapons. It's not about this mother. It's not about that mother. It's not about this. It's not about that. What is? What is? You and your existential anahata nada is Chandraghanta, the mental awakening. Okay, there are many meanings to it, but the meaning that I would like, this is unique captured meaning, but which is truth meaning, which I am giving. Chandraghanta, Chandra symbolize the mental uprising, the awakening in the mind, which is ruthless, which is straightforward, and which is intense, because the mind is subjected to, again, an intense impression. To come out of it, we need an intense focus. The intense anahata nada, that is absolutely unblemished. It is absolute, pure, existential awakening of your own pure self.